Welcome into the Mountaineers Now postgame show presented by Country Roads Air Duct Cleaning. Take me home to Comfort, West Virginia. Winners barely in this one tonight over Bellarmine 62-58. A quick look here at the numbers. Jesse Edwards, another double-double, 17 points, 14 rebounds. Also notched 3 blocks on the night. Quinn Slazinski, 16 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists. And then Peter Suter was the leading point getter for the Knights of Bellarmine with 19. And West Virginia, as a team, shot 3 of 16 from three-point range, but they did get to the free throw line a whole bunch, and they did make their hay there. They went 17 of 21. And really the biggest difference here is, at least for me, it's one of the reoccurring themes with this team is they're not really dominating teams on the glass, and they're not doing well in the paint, but I guess that's what happens when you only have one true center, Jesse Edwards. So again, West Virginia 62, Bellarmine 58.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those grind out games. They didn't play with the same energy they did at Fort Myers, which is expected. The name on the front of the jersey isn't as big. They kind of just did what they needed to do to win, and honestly, you can't blame them. They got Bembry back, so they got to play 7 guys tonight. So it's kind of just one of those. Obviously, it's going to be one of those seasons where every game is probably going to come down to the final few minutes. And I know Bellarmine kind of got the one there late, but this game was never really in doubt. You don't want to leave teams like that, especially Bellarmine, who's hitting some tough shots around the perimeter. You don't want to leave a team like that hanging around. But in the same breath, you can't really blame them when they're still. Jesse Edwards is exhausted. We're still in November, and he's absolutely exhausted. Good play. It's a surprise, really. He's kind of a combination of a lot of players. I think it's really his hair reminds me of Joe Alexander's.
Yeah.
Alfred Nevea. He gets better and better each time out. He had a career high 10 points tonight. And I think really where he's improved the most is defensively. He's not relying on his length, not reaching as much. He's starting to get his legs under him on the defensive end. Offensively, you like to see it. He's steadily improving, but he's still a little wild on the offensive end. But there's a kid, man. He is just – I would not be surprised if he's averaging double figures in Big 12 play the way he's improved this early portion of the season.
Yeah, Ofri's a guy that Deshaun plucked out of Israel, late in July or August, like something crazy deep into the summer months because they needed bodies. And he's turned out to be a nice little find for them. And I think, too, over time, he's going to get better. He's going to be more of a consistent scorer. And with the depth issues, I mean, it's only going to help that he's going to see a ton of playing time. He's going to get a lot of starts, and this is only going to be good news for him and this team a couple of years down the road. But I would also say maybe a slight surprise offensively has been Kobe Johnson. I mean, I know this is against lesser competition. It's kind of been up and down, but he's made the most of this opportunity with Kirk Kriisa out, being suspended the first 9 games. And tonight he had 13 points, 5 of 10 shooting. Even though he's not much of a shot-first guard or shoot-first guard, he is, I think, a little bit better in that area this year in terms of being more aggressive, part of which probably because he has to be.
Yeah, and he's taking advantage of his size against these lesser teams, and that's exactly what you want all these players to do. Take advantage of your size. Jesse was getting hammered underneath again, a lot of double teams, a lot of triple teams, but he kept his eyes up and found the open shooters. Unfortunately, they didn't make them this evening, but you're seeing progress with them playing within the post. So his final scores might be great, but you're seeing little things that they can build on, that they've worked on, that they've struggled with, and for these first handful of games. So yes, it's kind of like, oh crap, they only beat Bellarmine by 4. They've given every team that they played this season fits. They only lost to Kansas State by 8. I understand Kansas State isn't as good as they were last year, but it's still a solid squad. So it's we say it every time. This is just a work in progress. It really is. And I think every time you just come out, you just kind of, can they make it to the end? Can they have enough strength to get them over the top in the final couple minutes? Today against Bellarmine, they did. Big one Friday against St. John's, and they're going to need every bit of that energy that they save tonight come Friday.
Yeah, speaking of St. John's, the Johnnies come in 4-2. old Big East rival here in the Big East Big 12 battle. That one will tip off at 7 o'clock on ESPN2 this Friday. So before we get out of here, just a quick thought on that game. What needs to happen for West Virginia to hang around and have a chance to win it?
They're going to have to win a lot of the 50-50 balls. I know it's kind of contrast of they haven't had a lot of stamina, a lot of energy. They're drained. They're going to have to win those. They're going to have to play really tough defense, and they're going to have to shoot better than they've shot all season long in both halves of the game. So I don't think that's a game. You don't want to go down double digits, but if you thought they were going to go down double digits heading to Fort Myers, you would have thought they never had a chance, but they did give themselves a chance. So I think that they can stay within, keep it under double digits if they fall behind, and just make your shots, be a little bit more efficient offensively. Again, we're starting to see a little bit of that. Just need a little more consistency there. So find some consistency offensively, play with great effort defensively, and they should have a chance.
It's a big couple of games coming up here, Chris. You got St. John's on Friday, and then the backyard brawl next Wednesday against Pitt. So, two big opportunities for this team to maybe start to turn this season around as they get closer and closer to getting Kirk Kriisa back from his suspension. So, again, West Virginia wins tonight, 62-58 over the Bellarmine Knights. And that is going to wrap it up for us here on the Mountaineers Now postgame show presented by Country Roads Air Duct Cleaning. Take me home to comfort. For Christopher Hall, I'm Schuyler Callihan. We thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys here on Friday night. Take care.